Since some play had been found in that one bearing for the tube, we started a little in an earlier video and realized we were gonna struggle a little with this one. It didn't come down easily. Remove that fire suppression unit if we were gonna have to weld. We ended up having to weld. Try to park the machine and secure it with some chain block and straps. We decided quite early to remove the track on it and be able to remove one of the wheels for better access. Used that homemade tensioner to be able to remove the tracks. Lost the video because we pushed it up and pulled the track out with the tractor instead of rolling it forward, since we had parked the machine already. Added another strap. Also came up there one day and it had fallen down a little too much, so it was started up during this procedure. This goes on for several days, what we did in the video here, so it's shortened down a whole lot, and this turned out to be a real struggle. Tried welding a plate to hold the two tabs from not moving and help with some heat transfer to both sides, but the little stick welder we had, I think we're gonna put in the garbage because it was not on there good at all. Had arranged that before we even started this that it would be a slide hammer action, but that did absolutely nothing. We had put some tension on it. Here we used the extension, started adding some more heat, some more tension. I think this is an upcoming day after the first try that we had very little success, but the propane heater thing we have here, it kind of disperses the heat so much around that we got a little worried about things, so we added some insulation to the top to not have too much heat escape up under the cab. But this heat source was way too weak. We even pulled hard to the point that the threaded rod, a grade 88 M24 threaded rod, stretched and the tools starting to bend, and so we realized this wasn't gonna cut it. My dad had rigged up a way to be able to push with a hydraulic jack from the other side, but at first we just had a wooden support behind it, and that started giving away. It wasn't sturdy enough. Was able to borrow a porta-power hydraulic jack to pull with. It's not the biggest you can get. I think that if you bring in a mechanic they will have a bigger unit, so we had borrowed a better heat source also and started heating things to have things expand, hoping it will start to let go, but no luck. We had both the jack pushing and the other one pulling, but as you can hear, it's the wood not giving a good enough support to transfer the force. Next test we did was bring out the big welder and weld a big square bar on it and try to see if it would be possible to twist the axle and break it free. We even brought in the excavator and put a little more force on it until it broke that bar actually, so it would not want to twist. So new plan, pull out the pin at the top and tilt out the hydraulic tube. We had to push it down, and I had removed the hoses but left one of the plugs, or the plugs on the cylinder not fully tightened, so it could be pushed down. We had wedged a thick piece of metal in between the tabs to force them out a little if they had been bent in a little bit at some point, and arranged with a steel support for the hydraulic jack to push on, and then a lot of heat, and eventually it started moving with a few bangs that you heard, and it could be brought inside. There is a lock ring on each side of the bearing that was really bad, and as I started hammering it a little, when it eventually fell out, it fell out in pieces, so the outer part was actually cracked.